Welcome back. My name is Baller Scuba. This is Video Games Over Time. We are still in 1984. Today, we're going to talk about Hydlide. The story of Hydlide takes us to a Japanese video game developer named T&E Soft. T&E Soft was founded in 1982 by brothers Toshiro and Eiji Yokoyama. It was their initials that gave the company its name, although the initials have been said to also mean try and exciting and technology and entertainment. T&E Soft started by releasing video games for the NEC PC 6001 computer in Japan. T&E Soft achieved some success with these games, so in 1983, the company started expanding to video games beyond the PC 6001 and began publishing its own magazine. To create Hydlide, T&E Soft turned to Tokihiro Naito. Naito was inspired by the Tower of Druaga and the Black Onyx to create a game that mixed both action and role-playing game elements. Naito took the gameplay from the Tower of Druaga, the health bar from the Black Onyx, and combined them in an open-world environment. This would become an early example of a true action RPG. Naito has said publicly that he previously had no knowledge of Western-style RPGs, not having an Apple II, and had not heard of either Wizardry or Ultima. He has also said that it was only during development that he became aware of other action RPGs being released, including Dragon Slayer and Courageous Perseus, so those games had no influence on Hydlide. Hydlide is an action RPG. The player plays as a young knight named Jim, who must explore the open-world environment of Fairyland, killing monsters and gaining experience. Jim's ultimate goal is to gather jewels and fairies, then defeat the evil demon Boralis to save the kingdom. Battling in the game is done by the player running into the enemies. The character can switch between attack and defense mode in order to gain an advantage over the enemy. The player will regain health and magic points when the character is still for a period of time. T&E Soft released Hydlide to the PC 6001 and PC 8801 computers on December 13, 1984. That is a brief backstory to Hydlide. With that now told, it's time to read a brief introduction to the plot from a manual from a later version of the game. It reads, "In the kingdom of Fairyland, 3 magic jewels were enshrined in the palace to maintain peace in the kingdom. One day an evil man broke into the palace and stole one of the 3 magic jewels. Without the 3rd jewel, the 2 remaining jewels lost their magic sparkle. The magic spell that sealed the power of Boralis, the most vicious demon in the kingdom, was broken. During the turmoil which followed, the last 2 jewels were stolen. Boralis cast a magic on Princess Anne, turning her into 3 fairies, and hid her somewhere in the kingdom. He then let loose a horde of monsters across the land, and became the ruler of the kingdom. Finally, the young knight Jim stood up and took action to restore peace in the kingdom. He bravely made his way into the wilderness in full armor to fight the monsters." With that now read, it's time to play the game for ourselves. And here we are in the game. This is Hydlide. Now I'm playing the PC 8801 version of the game, so depending on which version you got in 1984, it might look a little different for you, but we do have a nice splash screen here with some fairies on it. In other dimensional space, 3 jewels kept the kingdom in peace, but the jewels were stolen and Boralis woke from sleep. Boralis made Anne into fairies. A man called Jim, who could not endure to see people tortured, decided to exterminate the devil. He tried to attack the monsters to re-establish the kingdom. Strike return key. This has a slightly different translation. This one's probably more accurate to how the name is said in Japanese for the devil, for the villain. Boralis is more likely what they meant, but the The introduction that I was able to find said Borealis, so that's what I went with in the introduction. Legends of Hydlide in Fairyland. Here's how the keys work. You can move using basically the numpad. You can save and load. You can pause. You can change the music, which just turns it off. And you can hit stop, which I don't know what that translates to, and I don't really want to because that's how you kill yourself. What a nice way to put it. And then, yes, the return key will bring you into the game. Did that fairy just load? Was that always there? I just noticed her over there just waving at me. Now, this is a game that I'm not sure how I'm going to do. We're going to have to play this one by ear. There's now 2 fairies. All right, they're definitely loading on me. This game needs a lot of grinding, as we will come to call it. This one requires a lot of just monotonous work to try to level up your character as you move forward. So not sure if I'm going to keep all of that in. Probably not, but we will probably do it at least at the beginning here. We're probably not going to make it that far into the game today simply because of the amount of grinding I have to do in order to make this work. I've also had to kind of guess how quickly the game plays because of, the translations between Japanese and American and the fact that I'm playing basically a Japanese computer from 1984. This is the speed that I think the game should be played at based on, how it feels, basically. So let's go into the game, see what I can do, and hopefully we have a decent time. It won't start great, but we'll see what I can do. You can hear a little jingle in there. And then, this I think is a good speed. And, we're basically up against slimes. And the first thing that you need to do is basically get up to level 3. What you want to do is hit the space bar to switch to attack mode. And then you can fight the slimes quickly. Now, Jim here can only take 3 hits from a slime before he dies to start. So what you need to do is, in attack mode, walk up to the slimes, bump into them a few times, and get your experience. You can see that experience bar slowly going up. Like I said before, we're going to need to get up to level 3 before I'm comfortable basically proceeding with the rest of the game. And this is how you fight the slimes. Now, should they ever attack me, I will show you how to get your life back. But as I kind of mentioned, you just kind of have to be still for a second, so it's not going to be a huge revelation for you. And there I got hit. So let's back off, stand still, and then you can see the life bar just slowly regenerate. And this is basically how you start the game. It's not the most exciting start to a game that we've ever played. It's going to require a lot of grinding. So I'll probably show what it takes to get to the next level, and then we might have to call it there. So yeah, we're going to just stick on this one screen. If memory serves me correctly, the game is on a 5x5 grid. So there are 25 screens in total. So you're not necessarily stuck here, but when I'm just trying to fight monsters a little bit at a time, there's not really a point in me going too much out of my way. Plus, there are stronger enemies than these slimes out there, and these stronger enemies can kill me quickly. If you're wondering, like, hey, is it better for you to be in defense mode because you said the slimes can kill you in 3 hits? The answer is no. You really just have to kind of avoid getting hit too many times in a row. Because if I switch to defense mode, which we kind of saw a little bit, it's a ridiculous amount of hits to kill them. Basically he didn't get hit. You didn't see any red on his health bar before he ran off. So, no. Be in attack mode. It's really the only way to victory. So, if you're playing and you haven't figured out how to hit the attack mode button, you might be a little screwed over to start. Yeah, you really need to be in attack mode. All right, so we're a little bit less than halfway. Just kind of how this game works. At least to start, it gets better, right? Of course, in any RPG that you're going to play, the level grinding is not where you want to be to start. We have experienced this before, of course, especially in Wizardry, but Ultima as well. This one, the level grinding isn't honestly as bad as some of the other games that we have done to this point, but I do want to show a level, so I want to try to at least give you guys a sense of what the game is like. And this is, you know, kind of the strategy. Yeah, if memory serves me right, in terms of the game speed, this feels right? When you first boot up the game's going to play at twice this speed. And it just feels a little unwieldy, you know, at that speed. This feels a lot more accurate to me. But once again, it is just me kind of feeling it out and hoping for the best on this one. So we're almost to level 2 here. There we go. Just killing a lot of slimes. All right, eventually we will get to a point where things will be better, and then I'll probably skip all the level grinding sessions after this. Yeah, based on what I have done before, you basically can take 3 hits and then you're screwed over. All right, we're getting there. So close. Okay, get my life back. Just hang out. So close. Gotta be a little careful still, though. Yeah, I got hit once there. If I get hit at all, I'm recharging that. At this early stage, it's not worth risking my life just for a chance at a little bit better. All right, there we go. Now we have more life, more strength. And now I can kill them in 2 hits instead of 3. And now I can take more damage as well. Let's go ahead and drop a save, data save number 1. So now let's double check that that works. Data load number 1. And it worked. Hooray. We get a quick save option in this game, essentially. That's how it's later termed. It basically allows us to drop a save wherever we are. And it goes very quickly. Much more quickly than pretty much any game that we have played to this point. You just hit one button, then a second button for the slot, and it saves. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pause it here. Using that, and I'm gonna get up to level 3, and hopefully by then we'll have a good chance to kind of make more progress in the game, actually do something useful, but like a lot of RPGs at the time, it just starts slow. So we are going to get up to level 3, and I will be back next time. That's going to do it for this part of Hydlide. This has been Video Games Over Time. I've been Baller Scuba. Said that out of order. I hope you laughed, I hope you learned, and I hope to see you next time for more Hydlide. Thanks for watching.